Hey guys, remember when I used to do these videos all the time? Well, here I am doing some more. Because today I'm not going to be with you in person, but I'm thinking of you wherever I am. I'm probably thinking of you right now. I wanted to leave this message so that you still get to do the art project that you started last week, which looks something like this, where we drew a house, and it's at night. But today you guys are going to be adding the background. So if you still haven't finished doing the black oil pastels or the yellow oil pastels, remember that we start with the yellow for the moon. There it is, the moon. And the windows. I'm looking on the screen. And if you drew a ghost or anything else, you had to start with the yellow first. Then you will take the black oil pastel, and remember we're making really dark lines, really coloring really darkly, so you don't see a lot of the white. It's okay if you have a little bit of white like I have, but you don't want to have a lot of it. And then today we're going to add the background, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that in just a minute. Okay, before you get started with anything, please make sure that your name is on the back. So I'm going to pretend like this is, well, I mean, this is my paper, but there's my name. And let's say that my teacher is Grimes. I would put G2. Guys, you know your teacher's code. It's the first letter of your teacher's last name plus your grade level, or 2G, or however you want to do it. But please, this is very, very important that you have, because we're going to have all the papers in the drying rack, and we want to make sure that they get back to you. So please do this before you do anything else. All right, so here's my paper, and you're going to need a little bit of water, which you're probably going to share with a neighbor, or if you're lucky, you might get your own water. You are definitely going to have to share the watercolors with your neighbor, and we're only going to be using two colors today, blue and purple. So we're only going to use blue and purple. Remember that when we use watercolor, you might have a little brush like this. We're going to start with the water over here. Just take your brush, put it in the water. Make sure you have enough water on your brush. Tap, tap, tap it just to get a little bit of the excess water off of it, and then choose one color that you want to start with. I'm going to start with blue, and remember, you are coloring everything. See how light this is? That's definitely not how I want it, so you can take a little bit more, but just take a little bit. See, I have the blue on there. I don't want you guys digging in there. Some people like to scoop it out like it's like this is a spoon. Please don't do that. Please be gentle with the paints. You can just add a little bit more. All right, and you see how I'm going right on top of the moon? I can totally do that, because this right here is going to come off. It's not even going to stay blue like that. I want to have the blue everywhere. Another technique, if you don't want to go from the water to the paint directly, is you can just add water to your paper first. Just paint the water on. Again, you can go on top of even this bat. You can just put water over everything, and then still with a wet brush, go to your paint. Get enough paint, but you're not scooping, you're just painting and brushing it on your brush, and then you're going to add blue everywhere. All right, we don't want our backgrounds to be super, super dark. Remember, this is watercolor, so it's supposed to look light, but we want to be able to see the color too. So I'm just going to go ahead and put blue all over the place. And see how, especially on these little parts, you can just paint right over them, and that way you don't have to worry about trying to get it in there. You can just paint over it, and it's going to just take care of that for you. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add my second color, which is purple. So my paper is still wet, but I can add a little tiny bit more water. Now I'm going to get my wet brush again. I'm still putting it, see over here, I'm putting it in the water. Now I'm going to put it on my purple. Now I haven't used purple yet, so it's still kind of dry. And I'm going to go ahead and add my purple on top of the blue in different areas. I don't have to add it everywhere. If I want, I can just do this, the edges, just kind of wherever you want to put it. All right. So here is my completed work. Once you have the papers here, make sure you hold them. Your teacher's going to tell you to go one table at a time. Remember that you put your hands underneath both sides, and then you carry them to the drying rack, and then gently place them in the drying rack so they will dry. Remember, it's very important that you already have your information on the back, especially your name and your teacher name, so that we can get this back to you. All right, hope you have fun with the project.